Welcome to your personal instruction manual for happiness and fulfillment. In this video, you're finally going to understand how to find your purpose and with it, your most satisfying and fulfilling path through life, which I call your 10 out of 10 life. If you watched the last video, you would now understand that following the advice, do well at school, get a good job and work hard, has only led you to feeling unfulfilled and stuck on the daily grind. And the question that we've been carrying with us for years and years is, how do we escape that and find our most fulfilling path through life? You now understand the answer is understand ourselves with as much depth and clarity as possible, and then match the activities we do in life to that. So what does that mean and what does that look like? To help you understand that, I want to bring your attention to this image. To understand, when we talk about understanding ourselves with depth and clarity, what we're talking about is identity. So across the top of this chart, this image, is my identity, all the different parts of me that I've learnt about myself over the last 10 to 12 years. In there are my strengths on a psychological level, my character traits, which are the positive traits that I carry that are so natural I don't even realise I'm doing them, and my values, which are my mind's personal triggers for enjoyment and happiness, or another name is the light switches for my mind. So we're talking about our identity. That's across the top. Down the left-hand side of this colour chart are some of the activities that I've done since I've left school right up until today. And what this chart does and what it can do for you is compare who I really am across the top, my identity, to the activities that I have done and or should or want to do in my life. And as a result, it'll let me know how well some of those align and how well they don't. So what it will tell me is the activities that I can and should do in life if I want to be happy, and the activities that I should avoid unless I want to be miserable. So as you can see, the bottom half of this colour chart, there's a lot of red. And the colour scheme is, if red appears, red is bad, and I should avoid that. It's a recipe for misery. If blue appears, blue is good. I should do as much of that as I can. Blue is a recipe for success. The bottom half here, recipe for misery. You might see in there is mining and teaching. I've been a heavy diesel mechanic in mine and a high school teacher. Both of those jobs made me miserable, and it's only because of the way it lined up with my identity. They're not necessarily bad jobs. They're a good job for someone else with a different identity, but for my identity, who I really am, they're a poor job, a recipe for misery, and I should avoid them unless I want to be miserable. As we work our way up the colour chart, you'll see surfing and kite surfing, and that's where the blue appears. Those activities for me, very enjoyable, but not fulfilling, because you'll see the white there. Not all of me is being experienced when I do those activities. So they're very enjoyable, but not fulfilling. So they become my hobbies and the things that I do on the weekend when I want to feel bright and happy and rejuvenated. Then we go right to the top of this colour chart. You'll see coaching and farming. When I do those activities, there's so much of me being experienced that they become very fulfilling, very satisfying, and as a result, they become my purpose, my 10 out of 10 life, and the more I pursue these activities where the blue is, the more I'm on my most satisfying and fulfilling path through life. So this colour chart can be used for anyone on the planet, but the precursor is you have to know who you are with depth and clarity. You have to know about your identity. It's that simple. It really is. Situation, though, for 80% of society, and definitely where I was 12 years ago, it's also the problem that has led you here and why you haven't been able to escape the daily grind up until now is this. With respect, I say this, you just don't know yourself well enough to go to the next level. You feel a bit empty, you can feel a void, a bit lost and confused. And the reason is you've been relying on the advice. Get a good job, work hard to try to get out of it. and you've been working hard trying to find your way out without anything changing. So you've got up when the alarm clock goes off, you've done the overtime, you've swapped different jobs, you've asked for pay rises, you've worked on the weekend, but internally the feeling has never changed. It still feels empty. It still feels unenjoyable and unfulfilled. And the reason is you've just been following the wrong advice. You haven't lacked talent. You haven't lacked effort. Instead of using the advice that you're now learning about understanding who you are and matching your life to that, you've been really locked in and nailed on, and it's not your fault. It's what we all get told. Do well at school, get a good job, and work hard. But the truth is, that's what's kept you unfulfilled, stuck, and confused up until now. The answer, when we understand who we are and match our life to that, it opens up this path through life, our 10 out of 10 life and our most fulfilling path through life. So that's the answer. We just don't know ourselves well enough yet. And I can hear you say, but I do know myself, Ben. And I know you do, but not at a deep enough depth yet. Do you know, can you tell me what your highest values are? Another name for those are the light switches for your mind or your personal triggers for happiness. These are mine. I can recite these to you. Health, growth, freedom, peace, integrity, achievement. Do you know what your character traits are? Those positive traits that are so natural you don't even realize that you're doing them. Can you tell me what your strengths are on a psychological level? If you can and you incorporate them into your life, you're 6 times as likely to be engaged in your job and 3 times as likely to report having an excellent quality of life. That's the depth that you have to be able to know yourself at. And for most people, this is where we're at. We just don't know ourselves deep enough yet to go to that next level of happiness and fulfillment. But when we do study ourselves and get to understand ourselves at that level and then live our life in alignment with it, this is the fullness of life that's available to anyone. And it really is just as easy as what's on the screen. And you can really feel the difference there. Really full, really certain, a really content and fulfilling life. Emptiness, uncertainty, alive, but can't feel like there's more, but can't access it. Look at this a bit of a different way. When we're stuck here on the daily grind. But when we uncover this side of ourselves, we open this door and our most fulfilling path through life finally appears. But the hard truth is this: nothing's going to change until we change the advice we are following or operating from. We must go from this one: do well at school, get a good job, and work hard. We must leave that behind and change the way we approach life to this. Understand who you are on a deep level and match your life to that, which is what I've just shown you in this video. Luckily, if that's something that you would like to pursue for yourself, I can help with that. I offer this program called Uncover Your True North. It's an 8-week program, which is just 4 one-on-one sessions with me. At the end of that program, you receive the 11-page booklet that I'm holding in this picture. And I want you to think of that as a very detailed and very personal instruction manual for happiness and fulfillment that you can refer to at any point in your life. So if that's something that you think might be helpful for you in escaping the daily grind, here's what I want you to do. Underneath this video in the comments is a link to my calendar. Click on it, choose a day, choose a time, and book a call with me where we can have a chat about what this looks like for you. So that's all. Go to the comment section, uncover my calendar, book a time and a date, and I'll see you on the inside. Thanks for joining me.